My dear king, my love, more news from the front line. We have been on guard for some time now. The dwarves have been keeping us well out of danger with their long-distance fighters. However, we've noticed that there is some stirrings going on. The orcs have done a great job bolstering our numbers. We've not lost but a few people who have come. It is good news. Spirits are brightening, and there are fewer screams than usual. We look forward to the day when we can all return home. And it seems as though the number of dead rising every night has been reduced. It is hopeful news, to say the least. But Thran's dwarves have discovered some things. There have been holes that have been found underneath the battlefield, tunnels that were collapsed in on themselves. Big enough for a human body, for any body, I suppose, but not made, according to Thran, by dwarves or gnomes, but something else entirely, something mechanical. We found various pieces of metal around the field, and upon closer inspection of the dead, we find that there are things inside them as well. This worries Thran. Worries him because he believes that it is not just magic keeping these things alive, keeping them fighting, but something else entirely. A science perhaps that we are not used to. These findings are disturbing, my lord, both for me and the men, but ever still, we are hopeful that we'll be able to make it home. I will be meeting the new Elven emissary, Sudril, soon. I have heard good things from the other men, and from the dwarves. However, Thran himself has given me warning not to trust the son of the Elven king, so I will keep on my guard. That is all the news I have for you now. But I am thinking of you constantly, my lord. Please stay safe. I know you are doing all that you can for us. With all the love in my heart, Knight Captain Maynard. Aye, writing again, I see. Indeed. Good. You've given them the updates? Yes, I have. Any other news of the things that we've been finding? A few scattered things here and there, not a whole lot more. Of course. Do you reckon we'll be out here long? Aye. Perhaps. Having taken some of these bodies back for ourselves, identifying them has been helpful. Aye, there's the elf prince now. Why don't we go greet him? Come on. Hello. I take it that you are Knight Captain Maynard. Very nice to meet you. This is, of course, King Thran. Aye, we've met before. Is your father still a drunken prick? I can't speak for his sobriety at the moment, but he is trying, as far as I know. Well, that's good then. Here, this is Doomcleaver, son of Godchopper. Nice to meet you. You and your men ready to take up patrol at night? At night? Yes. We find that the entities, the zombies, the monsters, they're most active at night. We think it's part of a psychological warfare. Things are looking desperate. Give me a moment. I need to send a message to my father, if that's all right. Please, by all means. The camp is yours as well. Thank you.
Oh, good. You've made it to the front lines, I see. Wonderful. And what have you assessed so far on arrival?
They're not as desperate as they sounded.
Oh, that's terrible news. And what of this Knight Captain Maynes? Is he there?
Maynard is here, yes, sir. I've met him.
Oh, fine, good. Do what you can to get tummy with him. See what makes him tick. Find out all of those things for your father. And when we have decided whether or not we can make him an ally, we will decide whether or not you will assassinate him. Savvy?
Yes, father.
Good. Now get back to it, my boy. The front lines are dangerous. Don't die on me.
I shall endeavour to try, my lord.
Good boy.
So if we approach from this end here... Oh. Sudril, you're back already. Yes, my father is brief with his messages.
Aye, that's a word for it.
I would hesitate to use the word short in your presence.
Ha! I like that. All right. So, let's catch up. This map here shows the front line. Here are we, in the camp. Here is my regiment of battle dwarves. As you can see, we're bolstering things as best we can. We've built a nice bit of wall, and they've had quite a bit of trouble climbing over it, which is good. But we don't know if it's going to last.
Have there been any larger entities beyond the zombies? Yes, several as a matter of fact. There have been trolls. They're the harder to kill, but the cannons make short work of it.
Not to mention us orcs. We do battle with the trolls all the time. We're used to fighting them. In fact, they're not so hard to kill. The undeadens are, well, they make good practice, I'll say that.
Indeed. Here you can see we've got orc contingencies on the western and eastern side of the front. The middle side is my men. Where do you suppose we can put the elves?
I think we're going to have you guys on a night patrol.
Why night?
Because these things are more active, for one, but second of all, you've got better vision. The humans are almost worthless. No offence,
none taken.
But when it comes to seeing things in the front line, we need sharper eyes, especially with what's been going on. Your lot doesn't need a lot of sleep, so we figure you sleep during the day. We'll take care of the daytime stuff. During the night, primarily is when your guard will be on.
That's a fair assessment. Solid plan.
Aye, that's what we're thinking. We might survive this yet.
Indeed. Tell me, Knight Captain, where is your general? Our general is no longer with us. Did he die?
Indeed. Yeah, we was fighting around with him, and then one of them things came up from behind. We weren't quick enough to stop him getting killed.
Does your king know? He does. While I cannot be granted the right of general, Unfortunately, until we get someone to come in and help us to replace him. I have been made acting general because I've had the most communion, so to speak, with the other generals, Thran included.
Indeed. And Knight Captain Menyer has proven more than enough that we need right now. His experience on the battlefield has been nigh but irreplaceable. It's fantastic the insight this man has.
It's more insight than I wish I could have. But still, I have an idea of our supplies, what we'll need, etc.
And that's more beneficial than you know.
So then, what's our next move? Well, I was thinking, if I may be so bold, that maybe we do a little bit of reconnaissance, send somebody else over the line, and determine if there's anything beyond the trees, anything beyond the wood that hasn't been,
overtaken.
Killed. I see. What of the number of the dead? Have they been the same? Yes and no, their numbers fluctuate. But it seems like we're getting fewer and fewer bodies over. You think they're losing power, losing grip?
Maybe. That's a hopeful assessment, if I may be so bold. But we can't know for sure. The reconnaissance would probably be very necessary. They're extraordinarily dangerous. We have to think about this critically. We have to think about who do we send.
Why can't we go? I can keep myself light.
Aye, that's dangerous, especially with those tunnels out there. We don't know what to expect. Nah, we'll stay here for a bit longer, hold down the line, fortify our positions, and then, when we have had enough fortification and know that their numbers have slowed, meaning that they take less of us than we take of them, then perhaps we'll go on a reconnaissance.
I'd love to help with that if I could. Sudriel, no offense, but you just got here. Exactly. I'm itching for battle. Let me go over.
I hate to say this, but you being a spry elf and all, you probably have the best chance of it.
Thank you.
But still, at least let us send somebody with you.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. The elves have just arrived. Let's stick to the plan. Let's bolster our forces. Keep what we can here. And maybe in a week's time, if all is well, your men have rested from their journey. Then we can strike. Very well then.
Aye, that's a solid plan. But what I wouldn't give to know what's happening on the other side of the line.
Ah, you there. Hello, my little servant. How are you doing? That's excellent news. Now tell me, what have you discovered from the front? Our numbers have been depleting. They're not dying in the same way. What do you have to report on this to me? Yes, it's true. Ever since the dwarves came in, it has been far more difficult. Those walls are going to need to go down. I have a contingency, though. Roland?
Sí, ¿cómo estás?
What do you think about sending someone over the line?
It's a bad plan. Oh, you think so?
See, we have no way of telling just how many there are over there. Could be dangerous for our men.
Ah, but our men are undead, so it wouldn't matter as much. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, don't be so silly. I need the fresh specimen. How else will I not only bolster our numbers, but follow up on the experiments? The council is expecting me to bring them results, and this is not resulting well.
You worry too much about your council.
A necropolis doesn't run itself, you know. It is incredibly dangerous. We need to ensure this delicate balance is kept.
As you say, Mevras, if you say so.
I do. Now, come along. We have much to plan.
Of course.
I meant my servant. I need you elsewhere.
Where do you need me exactly?
I need you to go back to the council.
They won't be happy.
They're never happy. They don't have emotion. As they shouldn't. And as the resident Necromancer, Lich Lord, and person on the council, I am sending you on my stead while I keep things down here.
I am not your lackey.
No, you are a Death Knight. But you are my Death Knight for the time being, so please, can we please get along?
Fine, I will do this, but know that you are treading on thin ice with me.
Of course, Roland. Let them know that our numbers need bolstering, and if there's anything else that they can provide for us in the moment.
Would you also like me to secure you more souls?
More souls from the furnace would be beneficial. Just a few more, not a whole lot. I need more bodies than I need souls.
Of course. Would you like me to bring you any fresh specimen on my way back?
Oh, how would you procure them exactly?
Steal them, kill them, bribe them, tell people to come here, and we kill them here.
The point is not to kill them, per se, but let's leave that as a final option. Let's find out what the council wants first and go from there.
As you say, my lord.
Excellent. Now run along, Roland. As for you, my little pet, I need you to do something very special for me. We need more insight on the front line, and I've been thinking for a while that we need to send someone over. So, why don't you go over for me? Oh, don't be so shy. You'll be plenty protected. I've got my wards, and I've got something very special in mind for you. Excellent! I'm so glad I put that brain inside of you. It has proved to be invaluable to us. Now then, here's the plan. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another wedding night. As you can imagine, the story is starting to really unfold now that we get to see what's on the other side of the front line. You'll be introduced to a council of liches. You've already been introduced to one of such, who is honestly kind of my favorite of the liches, to be honest. Can you guess who he's kind of based off of? Anywho, really enjoying the series right now. Glad that you guys are enjoying it as well. Hope to keep things going with the momentum building, especially with what's planned and what's in store next. But in the meantime, I want to give you guys a huge shout out. Thank you all so very much for
your support. Remember to like, favorite, share, subscribe, and comment on these audios. And if you want to see more, be sure to keep the notification bell on. To my patrons, thank you all so very much for your support. You guys are wonderful. You guys are the lifeblood of this channel. Thank you all so very much. In the meantime, I've got much more to record and much more to do, so I will see you in the next one. Sweet dreams and pleasant nightmares.